Hey everybody, what's up? Um, I am here today to talk about a very sad situation. The news broke on April 1st, and I'm not going to lie to you. When I first saw this, I thought it was a really poor taste of a April Fool's joke. I thought it was an April Fool's joke done in very bad taste, and then it turned out that it wasn't. It wasn't an April Fool's joke. It was real. It actually happened. And then I was like, okay, well, I need to probably address this, probably talk about this. But what are we talking about today? We're talking about Ed Piskor and his passing and his tragic passing because, and again, I have to censor myself for YouTube. He passed away because he unalived himself, deleted himself. So I'll be honest with you. I didn't know much about Ed Piskor. I knew he had a YouTube channel. I haven't really checked out the YouTube channel. I don't know much about the guy. I know that looking into what he did, I know that he worked on an X-Men comic. I know that he did a comic called Hip Hop Family Tree. So he was involved in the comic book industry. But as far as like knowing the guy really, really well, you know, as much as a person can from the internet, didn't know much about him at all, to be honest with you. That being said, I looked into the situation because everybody was talking about it. EBS was talking about it. Shane was talking about it. Everybody's been talking about it, and I was like, okay, let me look into this and see what this is all about. And as the subtitle on screen says, it's a sad situation all around. It's a sad situation all around. So why did he do this? Why did he decide to unalive himself? Well, back in 2021, he was accused of having some very inappropriate conversations with a 17-year-old girl. Now, at the time of his passing, Ed was 41 years old, so he would have been, this is 2021, that he would have been in his late 30s at that point. You guys know I put out videos and live streams a few months back talking about the Set the Programmer situation. And, you know, I pointed out how young Seth was at the time, and there wasn't this big age gap between him and, you know, the girl he was involved with. And, you know, I said, well, this is kind of a gray area. Even legally, it's a gray area because, you know, when you're that young in many states, there's like a 5-year gap in some states, and you know it's a gray area. In this case, I would say there's definitely not a gray area. This was a very stupid thing for him to do. He should not have been in contact with this girl. He should not have had these messages with this girl. It was a very, 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 very stupid thing to do. Guys, be smart out there. Be smart. Stick within your own relative age group. All right. It's really not that difficult. It's really not that difficult. Just stick within your own relative age group. But it was a very stupid thing. So on the one hand, and then of course, you know, there was other women that came out and accused him of SA allegations, and no one really knows what happened. Like, that's the thing. Like, it's not been taken to court. There's not been a process done to find out what happened. And I'm not going to lie, I am conflicted on this whole thing. And I do want to say from the outset, given that we don't know exactly what went down, we don't know what happened, and there's not been a process to figure out what has happened. At the time of his passing, all of this was accusations. All of this was accusations. And accusations are not proof. They're not evidence. And I'm conflicted because on the one hand, I'm like, well, innocent until proven guilty. I believe that wholeheartedly. That you are innocent until you're proven guilty. And there has to be a process through which you are proven guilty. A fair, equal process must be done to prove your guilt. On the other hand, I find what he did to be very, very creepy. Is it illegal? I don't know, because we never got to that point. There was never a process to figure it out. But it's very, very creepy. And even thinking about it, what he did makes my stomach churn. So, I don't know. Let's get to the question of, did he deserve this? And I'm going to say no. And the reason why is, again, accusations, not proof, not evidence, not a guilty verdict. There was not a process done to discover his guilt. So, again, it's this is why cancel culture is so bad, man. The court of public opinion is mob mentality. You can't get to the truth. And I don't care what people say. The truth is not relative. The truth is an objective thing. It's not, truth is not you don't decide truth via democracy. You don't decide truth via popularity. It's not, well, we all believe this, we all think this, therefore it's true. No, that's not how it works. There has to be a process. There has to be some method of uncovering the truth, of determining the truth. And sometimes that takes a very long time to get through. And that's what should have happened in this case. Instead, he was sentenced to death by the court of public opinion. And in a democracy like ours, that's not okay. Because we're not ruled by mob mentality. We're supposed to have a society that is ruled by laws. There's supposed to be a process to determining guilt or innocence. And you're innocent until proven guilty. And we didn't allow that process to play out here. And I think that's what upsets me the most. Obviously, my condolences go out to his family. And if his victims were telling the truth, and I don't know if they were or not, because we never had the process to determine that. But if they were, my condolences go out to the victims. But we don't know. And now we'll probably never know for sure. And that's the thing. This is always going to be in that gray area. It's always going to be in that ambiguous area. And that's very frustrating. As someone who cares deeply about finality and conclusiveness, that's extremely frustrating. Now, I think that Ed himself will even admit he made some very stupid decisions. He's even said that in his letter, his final letter. Again, I have to be careful because we're on YouTube. He would even admit that. But did the man deserve this? The answer is no. Now, I can't blame, again, I know he worked on an X-Men comic, for example. I can't blame Marvel or people disassociating themselves with him if they had evidence, if they had proof of this stuff. But again, we don't know. Like, that's the thing. We don't know. And I wish that people would understand we have and the justice system is not perfect. There's a lot of corruption in the justice system. I think there needs to be a lot of reforms in the justice system, but we need to have some sort of system of justice. We have to have some sort of system to play this stuff out and to uncover the truth and to uncover what really happened. And it cannot be the mob that determines that. It has to be a system of checks and balances, a rigorous system to uncover the truth. It has to be that. It has to be that. And we did not let that play out. And I think that is wrong. Whatever you think about the guy, and again, I'm not going to sit here and defend the guy as some sort of saint. Absolutely not. But whatever you think about the guy, everyone in our society deserves the presumption of innocence until proven guilty. Everybody deserves to have their day in court. Everybody deserves to have a process play out to determine what happened. And so, because of that, he did not deserve this. He did not deserve what happened to him. And I think we need to come out of this situation being very careful as to what we say, what we do, what we accuse people of, and allow for the process of justice and uncovering the truth to play out. Now, you can give your opinion. You can say, well, I think this is what happened, but you can't come out and say a definitive fact. You need to, people need to understand the art of preferencing stuff. You have to separate your opinion from fact. This is something we used to understand in journalism, not so much anymore. But you need to say, well, I think, but I don't know. This could be, but I don't know. But apparently people don't understand nuance. Just shows you how unintelligent our society has become. I think this is a sad situation in every single aspect. I do. For everyone involved. Guess that's it. Thanks for watching. Give me your thoughts and opinions on this. Do you think I'm wrong? Do you think I'm right? You know, I'm sure there's going to be varying opinions in the comments. Let me know. Yeah, that being said, thank you so much for watching. And just be careful with what you guys say. Be careful with your words, because you don't know what kind of effect they're going to have. And guys, be careful who you talk to. Don't be stupid. Don't be stupid. Use logic. You use reason. All right. That being said, I'm JeskerJames with a Z, and I am signing out.